Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2. And today I'm going to be giving you part 5 of What If Naruto was put through hell and adopted by the Raikage. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual. Share this to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice, yes, I have 3 channels. Anime King 2 and Anime King 3. Which I post What If on every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. Comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying talking back to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, what is to begin this new episode? Start the intro. So, the last spot we left off, as Naruto woke up in the office of the Hokage, as he remembered those leaf at the edge of the village, as Naruto ran, but he was intercepted by the envoys who tried to stop him, but the kid managed to blow away all the envoys. Kakashi had felt the buildup of lightning chakra and he flashed away just before Naruto could hit him and electrocute him as well. As Kakashi subdued Naruto with his Sharingan, Kushina was pissed off as she placed Naruto down. As Minato took his daughter to get some ramen, as Kushina woke Naruto up. It was scary for her as she didn't know how to react or how to tell him, but she indeed told him and he didn't believe her at all. She knew it was gonna be hard as Naruto wanted his pocket knife, the pocket knife that he was given, as she told him that she would give it back to him if he was nice. So he decided to play nice until he got the chance to escape. She took him to Ichirock Ramen, as she told him that he couldn't tell anyone that they were related. Well, mother and son, just a distant blood member from the Uzumaki clan. As with that, Naruto go along with it. Minato ended up taking Naruto back to the apartment that he was gonna stay in that was near to the Uzumaki, well, Namikaze household. As he told Naruto that he will be staying here, and he need to be good. But Naruto was rather defiant. With his chakra still sealed off, though, he made his way, as he could go around the village but not leave. As he met the two strangers, Lee and Guy, as the both of them were doing a rather hectic workout. With his chakra out of flux, Naruto decided to do it as well. The both of them were inspired by his passion of youth as they saw Naruto pushing himself to his limits, because the chakra exercise was really hard now without him having no chakra, but still he did it. And the both of them kept on shouting youth over and over as Kakashi was watching over him. Days passed as a meeting happened, as Naruto was gonna stay at Konoha for 5 years. We skipped over the meeting so the meeting was not seen, as Yuji told us hope that by the time they went to get him, he was still the same Naruto. So with that, Naruto's apartment was trashed once, but the envoys went to clean it up. As Kushina came over and made breakfast for him in the morning, but she had left for her team, and throughout all of this, Naruto was still defiant. The Hokage came back and released a seal on his chakra, as Naruto wanted to know what happened at the meeting, as Minato kind of lied, saying that the Raikage said that he should stay here, but Naruto didn't believe him one bit, as Minato didn't tell him about the 5-year period. As Minato had to seal Naruto's chakra once again, as Naruto tried to attack him. Minato placed a counter seal on him. It was like the Hyuga curse mark, and it would give Naruto undescribable pain if he tried to attack the Hokage or any other Konoha shinobi, if the means of attack was not needed. Minato passed that seal on to Kakashi, as Naruto will have to start the academy here, 1 year of the academy, seeing that he was just 11 years old. He didn't really care, as Kakashi had spoken to him though. The Chunin exams will be coming up soon in a couple of years. Then, Kumo will come to Konoha. Perhaps then he could see them again. As Kakashi told him that as long as he worked with him, he would work with him as well. But if he tried to endanger or attack anyone to kill, he would have to put him down. But like usual, Naruto did not care what he said. He just wanted to find a way to get the hell out of here. But it seems like you will have to stay, because things weren't looking so good. So yeah, that was basically as we left off. You guys can switch across the place and check it for yourself. So what do you say begin this new episode? He felt nervous. He had only felt this feeling one time before, and that was years ago. And right now he felt it once again. But this time it wasn't nervousness alone. It was drawn with anger. As we dive into a flashback, Yujito-san, what is school Naruto asks, as he looked at the woman with a perplexed gaze. The Ninja Academy in Kumo is the only school available, Naruto-kun. You heard her father, right? As she was holding Naruto's right hand, she was nervous as well. After all, it was the first day of school. For her as a teacher. Yes, she was going to be a teacher. Yes, but what is school? Said Naruto. Well, school is a place where you learn stuff, she said. What stuff? Said Naruto. As Naruto wondered what's it like the root training. Well, history, basic math, things like that, she said. Also, ninja stuff, but I think you got that covered already. Naruto nodded, but he still felt uneasy at the front gate of the school. Do I have to kill one of my classmates to advance? Said Naruto. She looked towards him with a shocked look. No, Naruto-kun, she said. You don't have to do that. You must not do that. Got it? She said. As the boy nodded with a smile. I like school already, he said. She kneeled down in front of him. Naruto-kun, school is a place where you learn and have fun with your classmates, okay? No killing, no blood. Got it? She said. As Naruto nodded. You know, I'm nervous as well, she said. It's my first day as a sensei, and we're already 5 minutes late. I'm sorry, said Naruto. It's not your fault, she said. It's their fault for pushing the clock back because he wanted to sleep some more. With that, she brought him inside as she was the sensei of his class. As Naruto saw all of them looking at him, their gaze was not afraid or angry. They were actually just curious. In the flashback, the front gate, as Naruto was looking at it, he was angry. The front gate of the Ninja Academy at Konoha with the leaf symbol on the top. I don't get it, said Naruto. Kakashi sighed. Naruto-kun, we went through this already. Kakashi had brought the boy there first thing in the morning because he knew if it was up to Naruto, he would probably just ditch school. He bent my words. Why can't I bend his? Said Naruto. Because, said Kakashi, going to school is a bit difficult to bend. I could stay in the school grounds, said Naruto. I will still be there, but I do not want to go to class. Well, a class does have a chair and desk to sit on. Trees, grass, and patch of dirt, said Naruto. Kakashi sighed. Naruto, Haruka-sensei is a good ninja. He will treat you well. I am not nervous about entering the classroom of idiots, Kakashi-sensei, said Naruto. I am nervous that I'm gonna slash their necks if they try something funny. At least Lee can stand his ground when I steam off. Oh no, said Naruto. I know why I can't go to school today. And what reason would that be? Kakashi asked. I did not warn Guy-sensei. I'll warn him for you then, said Kakashi. Promise that you will do that in time, said Naruto. As Kakashi nodded. Fine then, said Naruto. But you keep your end of the bargain. With that, he walked off. As he arrived, he realized something. He had no clue where the classroom was. It was taught by Haruka-sensei. As he started to walk along the hallway, he heard a familiar voice. Naruto-kun. He turned to see Kushina coming towards him with a pile of papers. Great. So she worked at the academy. Well, he will have to ask her. Good morning, Uzumaki-san, said Naruto. I told you, it's Kushina-chan. And it's Kushina-sensei in school. Are you lost? She asked. Who's your teacher? Haruka-sensei, said Naruto. Well, he's on the second floor. Third class to the left. As that was the same class that Katsume was in. As Kushina smiled. Would you like me to accompany you? She said. No, I will manage just fine, Uzumaki-sama, said Naruto. With that, he turned and started to walk away, as he did not see the frown that came over Kushina's face. As she wondered why she was getting a cold shoulder now. She thought at least he would call her Kushina-chan. As it hurt her heart, she shook her head. She couldn't cry here. She had things to do. Oh, and she promised that she would buy him some new clothes later. Naruto arrived towards his class as he stopped. He could either smash the door open and curse and say how much he hated Konoha, but that would get him out of trouble. And probably get in some torture session with a seal on his arm. Perhaps he should play the good boy and beat the crap out of anyone who tried anything. But he could use this chance to show how weak Konoha Genins were to Kumo ninjas. He knocked. Come on in. As the voice said to him, he entered the class in silence, as everyone looked at him. As Haruka was looking at him perplexed as well. You are? Haruka asked. Naruto, meant to start learning here 5 days ago, said Naruto. Ah, yes, Haruka said. As Naruto glared at him. Naruto, I prefer to be called by my name. I see. Well then, Naruto-kun, would you present yourself to the class? Haruka said. As Naruto smiled to himself, he was gonna enjoy this. Yosh! Let the flame of youth shine brightly on you all, he said. Given the fact that he was wearing the green jumpsuit with the orange warmers, he gave the mimic of the smile that shined brightly as murmurs broke out in the class. Soon enough people think that the green beast of Konoha was multiplying. A small sweat drop fell down Aruka's forehead as he coughed. Well, good to see that you're so enthusiastic. Please take any free seat you find. As Naruto saw several open seats, Katsume was waving at him. Take seat beside her. But he simply went up to the back as he ended up in the back with a guy with shades and a trench coat. There was this strange buzzing sound coming from him. Good, we can start the lesson. For those who started later than most, Aruka said, trying to make Naruto feel comfortable, even though he started several months later than usual. With hard practice, you'll be able to tackle everything this year has to throw at you, but nothing comes for free. So without hard work, I can't guarantee that you will make it. But if you stick to the books and put everything that you got, I'm sure that there's a chance. As Aruka started to speak, trying to make the lesson sound rather interesting. For the Uzumaki boy, the Hokage had came to him and told him to try to make the boy get surrounded by friends. So Aruka says he got deep in the lesson. That is how the fourth Hokage spear the Kumo ninjas on the other side of the... That is wrong. All voice turned towards Naruto who spoke. Naruto-kun, Aruka said. The fourth Hokage didn't spear any Kumo ninjas, said Naruto. During the battle for the bridge of Tenzo, it was the other way around. Kumo ninjas held the bridge for 5 days and 5 nights. Konoha Yellow Flash did not take a single step on Kumo soil, and even though the total of casualties were heavy, of 537 Chunin level ninja and 34 Jonin level 1s, the fourth Hokage had to dash away when the Raikage arrived with reinforcements. Like the coward he is, Naruto-kun, you should not disrespect the Hokage. And what proof do you have about being right? Naruto looked towards Aruka like he was an idiot. They didn't tell you. Tell me what? I came from Kumo, said Naruto. I did. The academy there. Aruka was surprised. No one told him that. Anyway, you should not disrespect the Hokage. He's the strongest in the village and everyone owed him his life for defeating the Nine-Tailed Beast. As murmurs of respect toward the Hokage went around. So there's no longer the Kyuubi around, said Naruto, as he was asking just to make sure. Yes, that monster was defeated and killed a long time ago, Aruka said, with certainty in his voice. Obviously, he knew that he was wrong. Like the others, he knew that Naruto's actual Nine-Tailed Jinchuriki, who was kidnapped by unknown forces and brought back later on. Pathetic, said Naruto. Aruka eye twitched. Why would that be, Mr. Smart Guy? Perhaps he was doing this to try and make friends to be the smart guy, the guy that talk up back to the teacher. Well, it's quite simple, said Naruto. Bijus are constructs of chakra. They can't die. Anyone in Kumo knows that. Since the eight-tailed beast rampaged through the village countless time before being sealed away, Aruka narrowed his eyes. He was praying that this boy did not do something stupid as to reveal that he was a Jinchuriki of a Nine-Tailed Beast. I do not know if it's Kumo's way to prove teachers wrong, but in Konoha, teachers explain and students listen and stay quiet. They ask questions if they don't understand something, but they do not outright go against the teacher's knowledge. I expect you to write a full report on the history of Konoha and submit it by tomorrow, of at least 5 pages, and write an apology letter to the Hokage, or I will. Make sure your grades do not go above 2 on a 100 scoreboard, as Aruka was trying to make the boy be afraid and understand that he should just listen. But Naruto's eyes became cold and wicked as Aruka's hand subconsciously reached towards his kunai holster. As Naruto simply laughed. The academy in Konoha must be made up by pathetic, excuses of teachers if they're afraid of students. Thank Kami, I already finished the academy in Kumo. At least I learned things there. Aruka grit his teeth as he saw what the boy was doing. He wanted to make a fool out of the entire village. Oh, I see, Naruto-kun. Then I'll make sure to double up the pace that we do homework. I'm sure your classmates won't want to lose ground to any Kumo Academy students. The kids snarl, knowing that they were going to get extra homework because of him, as many of them glare at him and groan as well. As Naruto simply sat down and remained quiet. The boy beside him did not say a single word throughout his exploits. When lunchtime came, everyone ran outside, except for Naruto, who looked down towards Dex. Just imagine the Hokage impaled all over by the wooden shrapnels, as he heard someone stop in front of his Dex. You're no fun. He looked up to see Katsume with a small pout on her face, as there was a black-haired boy behind her, as Katsume was wearing an orange dress, orange shorts underneath. The boy was wearing white shorts with a dark blue shirt with a strange symbol on the back that looked like a ping pong racket in Naruto's eyes. Naruto simply raised the eyebrow as he did not answer. You shouldn't act like that if you want to make friends, she said, as she raised her hand in a teacher-like manner. You should be considerate of others. You should take in others' opinions and listen to what they have to say. You should... Katsumi-chan, the boy behind her, said. What? I'm telling Naruto-kun here how to make friends. You don't know, right? She said. The moment she turned back around, Naruto was already gone. Sasuke-kun, why didn't you tell me that he had already left? Sasuke simply shrugged. It wasn't his business. Sometimes he wanted to ditch her as well. But his late mother and Kushina-sama had been friends. It was his mother's last will to be a friend, Kushina's own child, while that man had been to find and kill him, feat he as an avenger had yet to do. Naruto had climbed through the window and simply climbed up on the rooftop. None of the other children can use wall walking as he made his way as up there was empty, as he was pissed off, treated him like a damn child. He ran his hand through his hair. He was angry as he started to punch the invisible air, feeling that it would be much better to punch an opponent to see their blood oozing from their body. No, he didn't want that. He didn't want blood. Yujito told him that he didn't need blood. He didn't have to be a monster. He could be better. He was pissed at the Hokage, but he wasn't evil. They were. He just had to be a ninja and keep it up. A good ninja. I miss you, big sister, he said to himself. His fist started to tremble. Why? Why did he have to come here? Why aren't they coming to take me back? What did I do wrong? It's my fault, isn't it? If only I wasn't born. What did I do wrong, he said. With every last sentence, he punched the ground till blood was oozing from the tip of his knuckles. As he sighed, his stomach grumbled. Obviously, he didn't have a bento. No one had made him one. He didn't need one either. His stomach growled a bit more, but he shook his head. You can do without it. Remember the training. Training? What training, he thought to himself. Come on, you remember it, as he was talking to himself. Remember it, monster. No, said Naruto. I am Naruto. You're a monster. You're a monster. You're darkness. You're a demon. You're a threat. You're a vicious beast. No, Naruto said. I am Naruto. But you're lying to everyone. You're not a perfect weapon. You're not even worthy of being human. You're lying to everyone and you know it. Iruka was nearby, as he had noticed that Naruto didn't left the room by the door, but by the window, as he heard Naruto talking to himself. But if he has a sister, why is he here? I should ask Kushina-san. They told me that he was kidnapped by Kumo at a young age. Maybe brainwashing was used on him. As Iruka watched, as he saw Naruto came down from the roof, he just walked on the wall. Well, it seems like he knew the basic chakra control exercises. As Iruka realized the boy was challenging him and Konoha because he was brainwashed by Kumo and he only knew Kumo and he didn't know Konoha or anything else about the village. As Iruka realized that he made a mistake with the boy, he just needed to find a way to make him understand, to find a common ground with him. As Naruto went inside and sat down once again, the buzzing boy was sitting near him, no one else. As Naruto turned his head, hello. The boy nodded, but he did not speak. My name is Naruto. That's not your name. Your name is Monster. Shut up, Naruto said to himself, but he spoke in his mind. The boy with the shades nodded once again at Naruto's name. Why are you still sitting here? Are you not pissed at me, said Naruto. My bugs enjoy the warmth of sun rays, the boy said. Naruto nodded. Sure, bugs. Wait. Bugs? And I do not care. Homework is trifle, the boy said. Naruto simply shrugged. He might have tried to fool them like they thought he didn't have any pencil or book because in truth he didn't have any. When his apartment was trashed, the only thing that was left in there was his futon. And he didn't want to sleep there without a weapon. And right now he was unharmed. And he was without supplies. The only reason why he wasn't famished was because he was smart enough to keep money with him in his pockets, and Ichiraka ramen was rather cheap. And he would be damned if he go to the Hokage to ask him for his allowance for next month. He rather spit right in the man's face. He needed that income, and it's obvious the Hokage would not give him missions to go out of the village. And he couldn't take missions yet, and no one would hire him. So, he needed that income some other way. As Naruto was thinking on how to survive in this unknown land, his sister was sitting down there. She remembered what her mother said. Her mother had pleaded for her to be friends with him, saying that Naruto has been through a really difficult life. He has been through a lot. And his life is still hard, so she begged her. Katsumi had smiled at her mother and told her that she should believe in her, she will do it. So she had to find a way to make sure that Naruto was not going through so much. But she had to do that and also help Sasuke as well. Avoid those annoying fangirls, especially Sakura Haruno and Ino Yamanaka. The fact that Naruto had doubled the homework in the class was bad. But what was worse that he was gravitating towards the other part of the class. Shino Aberame was crawling with insects since the kindergarten. She will have to save her cousin from him, or else he will get mixed up with the Nara, who just was totally lazy, or Choji, who was like a baseball sewer. He just swallowed up everything. Yeah, she wanted him over here on this side, not over there. Meanwhile, the teacher was trying to break the news to the class that no one has to do double homework, and Naruto didn't have to do all that extra work, until Kiba Inuzaka took the word. Sensei, it's a taijutsu sparring time. Kiba yelled. Haruka looked around as he realized it was that time. This was good. He would say that they did really well, and remove the extra homework from them. Good thinking, Kiba-kun. Let's go towards a school training ground. As Haruka said that Naruto stood last. So, what's your name? As the boy almost seemed embarrassed asking it, Shino looked towards him. He kinda looked like a small ladybug. He simply shrugged. My name is Shino, he said. You can call me Naruto-kun, and I'll call you Shino-kun, said Naruto. As Shino looked towards him, it was like he was having trouble expressing his emotions. But the boy was reaching towards him and he'd reach out as well. As Shino was not really liked much by anyone. He was kind of hated because of all his bugs. So perhaps he would reach out as well. You know, you remind me of Daru-san. He was really quiet, and he used to say cool a lot, and he always keep a calm demeanor. Meanwhile, at Kumo, what do you mean there is no reply? It's been 5 days, said Yujito, as she was furious. It was a 9th letter that she wrote to Naruto, and yet she received nothing back. This was a capital offense. As she was already thinking bad things, her dreams, where she saw Naruto being tortured, popped up in her head. She decided to write him day after day, but nothing. I'm sorry, but as an international poster ninja, it's my duty to deliver it to Konoha postal system, and then it's up to them. But they told us we could write to him, she snapped. Then maybe he's just not answering back, postal ninja said, but that was the wrong thing to say. Darui and C had to hold her back, as she looked like she wanted to rip the man's face off. He will never do that, never, she said in rage. He will never do that. Got it, she said. C and Darui looked at each other. Yujito-san, maybe we should tell you, said C. But not here, better at home with warm milk, said Darui. I'm not a baby cat, said Yujito. I want to know, she said. As with that, they made their way to the apartment. B was there. B, we're going to tell Yujito what happened in the meeting. Are you fine with that? As B looked tense for a moment before he sighed. Give her milk and a soft cushion, he whispered. You know, you guys are making me think that I really need the milk and the cushion now, said Yujito. Well, it went like this, said Darui. Flashback. At the meeting, Land of Iron. Where the hell is my son, the Raikage said. Mifune decided to call in 50 samurais, just in case, because this meeting was rather heated. While Minato had Jiraiya on his side, acting as a bodyguard. The Raikage had Darui, C and Killer B, debating that a legendary Sannin is at least worth 3 bodyguards. Listen, Raikage, said Minato. You have no rights on the boy. He belonged to Konoha since the moment he was born. The third sacrificed himself to make him the Kyuubi Jinchuriki, which belonged to Konoha since the ancient treaty made by the first Hokage himself. Don't you dare speak about him like a tool. He belongs to no one. He has a choice and he chose Kumo. Brainwashing will get you nowhere, said Minato. Fooling with him, making him actually believe that you care about him, that's foolish. The Raikage eye twitched, as his face seemed to just scrunch up in rage more than before. As the deck started to crack, electricity started to sparkle around him. What did you just say? Calm down, Ace-sama, said Mifune. Do not force me to have the samurai act. This is a peace talk. Fine. Explain your words before I call for war actions in A. As this was the 4th decks, Mifune had decided to just stop replacing them, because he had destroyed 3 already. The Yamanaka clan and Konoha head of interrogation department, they have both spoken to him without entering his head, because that would be a breach of our alliance. That he has been subjected to brainwash at least once in the past. Obviously, it's your root train of hell, said A, Root training does not include brainwashing, said Minato, as he was slightly puzzled because none of Danzo's scrolls spoke about brainwashing, just over the edge training, and most of them end up in death. Raikage noticed a perplexed look on the Hokage's face as he narrowed his eyes. So you don't even know what he had to go through, and you really call yourself his Hokage? Go query your so-called Danzo and ask him what he did. And why don't you directly ask Naruto if you say we brainwash him? He has accepted to stay in the village for the moment, you know, said Minato with a smug look on his face as a hand twitched as he just wanted to pulverize Minato's face. Now, I'm also going to tell you why he was taken back. Another secret, an S1. From the main reason, it's one of the most guarded secrets in Konoha. You have to swear secrecy on the matter, as well as the others. If you do swear, know that the Land of Iron will always ensure the secret be kept, said Mifune. Jiraiya turned his head. You sure? As he looked at Minato. Yes, Sensei, they're gonna accept it, or they will admit the truth of them being hypocrites. Fine, speak your goddamn secrets and A. End of flashback. So why did I need milk and a soft cushion, said Yujito. It doesn't seem that bad, except that secret that you guys can't speak about. Both of them nodded. The Uzumakis can conjure chains of chakra, Yujito-chan, said Darui. So what? Kushina Uzumaki is the wife of the 4th Hokage, said C. And what does that bitch mean in the equation, said Yujito. Naruto can also conjure chains of chakra, and he was born the 10th of October. And the 10th of October, Kushina gave birth to a daughter, said C. But how does that... Yujito paused. Naruto is an Uzumaki that was born on the 10th of October as well. That bitch was with them on the bridge. The bitch had yelled something on the bridge. They have Naruto. She knew Naruto by name. She did not use Jinchuriki or Monster. She knew him by name and she spoke with that pleading tone. She gripped the cushion tightly. You understand why the Raikage had no choice. The 4th came up with that simple solution. It pretty much means that Naruto simply accepts his family and has renounced us. That is why he isn't answering your letter. And that sadness all. No, said Yujito. He's just not getting them. Or he can't reply back because those bastards are preventing him from doing it. I won't lose faith in him, not even a slight bit. 2 years, I'll be there. And I'll speak to him myself. 4th Hokage are not family or not, he's my brother. And I'll grab him back. And I'm with you on this, said B. As he didn't really care either. As they will be there. And if they will take him back by force. I'm just hoping that you're alright on this, said Darui. Because he knew it would lead to a war. As Darui turned his head towards the closed door. Naruto room. As he was just hoping for the blonde brat to pop out and wave them all good morning. He missed him as well. As the man looked down sadly. At Konoha, let me show you what real taijutsu look like, said Kiba, with his white puppet in his jacket as he dashed towards Naruto. As Naruto stood there, before sidestepping him and smashing his fist into his face, launching Kiba down towards the ground. Kiba got up as he spat. Damn it! As he looked up at Naruto's harsh glare. Kiba, that's enough, said Aruka. No, said Kiba. He's just like the Uchiha, acting all superiority. I'm already sick of him, as he pointed at Sasuke. Not another one, Kiba said. Kiba then rushed forward as he dropped, putting both hands on the ground to lash out with a double kick, as Naruto kicked him right in the nuts. Kiba's eyes went wide as some of the boys in the class turned away in pain. Naruto-kun, this is a friendly taijutsu spar. Please retain from hitting certain spots, said Aruka. Naruto simply chuckled, shaking his head. It's something funny, Aruka said. Would you like to share it with the rest of the class? When you meet an enemy, kindly remind them before you start fighting that they should not hit certain spots. I am sure they will accept tea and talk about it with you. Sasuke actually smirked at that, as Katsumi noticed as well. Naruto-kun, Kiba-kun is not your enemy. He's a classmate, a friend, Katsumi said. That's the only reason why he's still breathing, said Naruto. If he was an enemy, he would already be dead. As Naruto pointed his arm, for example, that guy over there hiding, know that I can kill him without any weapons. That is why he's been watching me the entire time. As Aruka turned his head, as he saw Kakashi popped up. You really had to blow my cover, huh? He said as he folded his book close. Hide your chakra next time or stay further away. Other than that, an orange book in a green foliage. You take me for a damn idiot, said Naruto. Is he your guardian, Naruto-kun? Said Aruka. As Katsumi waved towards Kakashi. Kakashi-san? You're Naruto guardian? He's a copycat ninja. One of my father's ex-students. When my father had a team, said Katsumi. So that is why he's so skilled, said Aruka. A tick mark appeared on Naruto's forehead. No, said Kakashi. This guy was pretty good before I start training him. I will not take merit for something else someone already did. He was really good already, if I must say in my opinion. As Kakashi looked down towards Naruto, he saw the boy looked rather happy. It was not fake or pain or sad. He was happy to know that at least Kakashi wouldn't say that he was the one that trained him to make him be so skilled. Well, Iruka said, alright, since everyone did good, there won't be double amount of homework. And since Naruto-kun did especially well, speak for yourself, Kiba said, as he dragged himself out of the ring. You won't have to do the extra homework, neither will Naruto as punishment. You're all dismissed. That everyone started to leave, back to their homes. As Kakashi saw that Naruto was still immensely happy, for him not downplaying his skills at all. He didn't expect that to happen for just giving the kid a compliment. As Naruto still looked at him. Please, not while you're in the spandex. Guy, it's already too much, said Kakashi, as he saw Naruto's eyes sparkling just like guys. Naruto raised his fist. Kakashi looked down towards it. Bro, said Naruto. Try to make him open up. I never expect this result at all, Kakashi thought to himself. He chuckled. He raised back his fist, as the both of them share a fist bump. We're brothers now, Kakashi-sensei, said Naruto. You need a hand, call me. Do we go for training now, said Naruto. Iruka was a bit surprised. Why would a Jonin, Anvu class ninja like Kakashi need a sparring session with Naruto or would need anything from him? Well, in the entire session, Naruto did not get scratched once against the kids. Many students would have gone home with broken bones if Naruto wasn't holding back, because Iruka saw it very well. Well, he guessed he has to talk to the Hokage wife one more time. I realized lately that you do not have a lot of equipment, said Kakashi. Standing in your path was Katsumi and Sasuke. Kakashi-san, can we come to? Katsumi asked, hoping that she can bond with Naruto through Kakashi. But Kakashi shook his head. No, it's... Kakashi shivered slightly. He had to do it. He had to make Naruto open up to him. It's bro time only. As he turned towards Naruto, who was smiling some more. Just what the hell did I end up in? Asked Kakashi to himself. Maybe next time. As Kakashi walked off with Naruto behind him. As the two academy students were left behind them, one looked rather annoyed, that was Sasuke, while Katsumi looked upset. I'm the last of the Uchiha. I should have a Jonin sensei teaching me, not that newcomer. Katsumi gazed just turned sadder at that. This is not the end, she said. I'll crack his shell open. Believe it! Come on, let's follow them. As she grabbed Sasuke's arm and started to dash off, but they were cut off by a wall of angry fangirls. Where do you think you're going, holding hands with Sasuke-kun? Angry, Ino and Sakura said, who were at the front, leading the group, were in a lot of hurry. Move out of our way. As Katsumi started to run off again, but Sasuke was grabbed into the army as they tried to pull him away, as he had to literally run for his life. Sasuke ran as all the girls chased after him. It was like a mob chasing him down, leaving Katsumi behind. She realized that Kakashi and Naruto were gone. Damn it! Meanwhile, I don't need ninja equipment, and I don't have the money to buy it either, said Naruto. Well, I expect that, said Kakashi. Your stomach has been grumbling for a while. Already finished the monthly allowance, he asked. No, but when I enter a shop, the price is triple. And they actually tried to tell me that I can't shop here. So I just don't bother, said Naruto. And not to mention, I don't want to be in debt with that man. So what are you gonna do, said Kakashi. You're a ninja. You need equipment. He did have some stuff he could pass on to the boy. Not as charity, but if he did well in training. Well, I know in Konoha one could bring eagle eggs and to the postal office, and they will buy them from you and incubate them, and they will then train them as eagle messengers. But I don't know about Konoha. I don't think there is that much eagle in Konoha. Or I suspect that they will buy the egg from you. But I know someone who would like to have venom, and they shouldn't have a problem buying from you. Abita outcasts herself. But the only place with animals with venom is the Force of Death. And that's a Chunin class and Jonin class training ground outside of Konoha gates. Can you get me permission to train there? Naruto asked. Kakashi blinked. You rather train in the Force of Death by fighting poisonous animals to get your money, then go to the Hokage office. My father used to tell me I was a good boy, trying my hardest, without getting much help, said Naruto. Kakashi shrugged. You can't force someone to do something that they hate, and he will be there too, so nothing bad will happen. Fine then. Since we're Naruto dashed off, as he went to the bushes and picked up something. It was a left-behind kunai. It was a bit battered. Look what I found, said Naruto as he twirled around. One man's trash is another man's treasure, said Kakashi. As he placed away his book and pulled out a kunai. You can manage 5 minutes without that kunai being taken from you. Then, I'll help you out with the force of death, got it? As Kakashi looked towards Naruto with a alarm clock that he pulled out and placed it down, set it for 5 minutes. Naruto dropped into a stance. Kakashi decided to up things a bit to see how the boy would react. So he lifted up his headband, showing off his Sharingan belt instantly. Naruto looked down towards his feet. He's not stupid, said Kakashi. As Naruto dashed forward and swung the kunai, Kakashi felt the ear movement shift as Naruto was increasing his speed with wind affinity. But he realized the boy hadn't eaten for morning, it seems. You know, we could grab but he had to duck as Naruto sliced at him from above. As Naruto's hand was now cackling with lightning as he slashed at Kakashi. As Kakashi twists and moves as he looked down towards Naruto. But Naruto closed his eyes. Naruto came up with a right kick. But Kakashi poof, substituted with a log. He stood in a tree watching Naruto. He was trained by a sensory ninja. He would probably do fine in the forest of death. But he does not know any long-range jutsus. So I should be fine up here. But that means I can't get the kunai from him. I should have made it the bell test. Not this one, said Kakashi. As time slowly passed, Naruto stayed still. Until he was kicked away as he fell down to the earth. I'm still a Jonin. I know how to hide my chakra signature. Naruto stood up, his eyes closed, the kunai still held tightly in his hand. Kakashi dashed forward, but Naruto reached the kunai up and stabbed it in his stomach before curling up like a ball, electricity sparkling off him. What are you doing, said Kakashi? You're gonna die. As Kakashi saw the Kyuubi's chakra heal in his wound. As Kakashi could not use a seal to cut off his chakra because Naruto would probably be in immense pain. And he didn't know if he can rush him to hospital in time. Tell me, said Naruto. When the 5 minutes are over, he said, I can do this. As he held the kunai near to him, with it still right in his stomach. Not to mention electricity, so Kakashi could not touch him, and he was curled up like a ball. Kakashi looked towards the clock, it was already 3 minutes. He could go to further length and injure him to get the kunai. But Kakashi now respected the boy for going through such a length to keep the kunai away from him because he knew that he was a Jonin 11 ninja. It took 2 minutes more. The alarm clock went off. As Naruto got up, still holding on to the bloody kunai, the wound closed instantly. See? I told you, said Naruto. I could do it. Kakashi noticed the blood. There was a lot of it because the wound was still there. Because Naruto did not remove the kunai. He was sweating badly. As he started to fall, Kakashi moved and caught him as he was unconscious. The kunai was gripped tightly in his hand. Kakashi tried to remove it, but the boy's grip was holding on to it tight. Despite him being unconscious, Kakashi picked him up and vanished. He reappeared at Naruto's home. Kakashi lifted up his shirt as the wound was completely gone. Kakashi didn't realize that the boy had weights on him. A lot? Not taking me seriously, idiot. Then Kakashi realized that the boy knew that there was only one way to win this because, despite Naruto being strong, Kakashi was still a Jonin 11 ninja. And Kakashi could have taken the kunai. So the boy decided to risk it all. He's sure made out of some sturdy material. Time skip, Hokage's office. As Minato was in the office with some people inside as well. There was Iruka and there was Kushina, who was in the process of debating whether or not to divorce Minato. And then there was my guy, and Kakashi arrived. Early. Yes, everyone turned towards him perplexed. Release as they tried to break the genjutsu to see if this was some false image or something. As Kakashi simply turned his head away from them. What? He was early for once, so what? Who are we still waiting for? Iruka asked. As he looked towards Hokage. We were waiting for Jiraiya-sensei, but someone can brief him later, he said. So, first off, Iruka, how was Naruto's first day of school? Iruka sighed before he started to explain, as he used a lot of hand gestures to bring emphasis to his words. He outright challenged me in class repeatedly, refused to blend, and spent his time outside on the roof. He has a chakra control exercise down. None of the other kids can do that yet, but he can walk up the roof already. He disagrees with a lot of things when it comes to Konoha and Kumo, but he does not outright hate the class. And he's gotten a bit closer to Shinobermi, the most silent and the most isolated one. The both of them seem to have gotten along. Kiba Inuzaka is the second best in the class, and yet Naruto did not break a sweat, defeating him. Actually, he made it look quite easy. He also said that he was not considering them his enemies, or they will all be dead already. Guy spoke when Aruka was finished. Of course it is. I, the wonderful green beast of Konoha, trained him for no more than 6 days. And he's already wearing weights, nearly rivaling those of Lee, my #1 student. He even wore the perfect designed green suit and orange leg warmers and arm guards. He's a good natured boy at heart though, because he did not make trouble once. And he made good friends with Lee. As Guy finished, he's given me the cold shoulder though. Me and Katsumi, he either referred to us formally, or he turned away and go a different path. Toki-san said that he became a regular. But whenever me and Katsumi was coming by, the boy dashed off, even leaving half of his bowl behind. And he also made sure to come there when we're not. There was clear sadness in her voice. Everyone else thought she was feeling that sad because he was her distant relative. Minato knew though that it was because he was their son. But Kakashi chuckled a bit. He called me bro. Kushina looked towards him with a bit of envy. Others looked towards him with surprise. Not only that, he outright accepted me in his plans, sharing them with me. That's the reason I arrived early. I need the approval to train him in the Forest of Death. The Forest of Death? My rival. Have you gone mad? That is no place for a boy, and he could make it, Aruka said, interrupting Guy. He has the chakra control and the taijutsu. He was promoted 1 year before. He had to be some sort of prodigy in Kumo. I was gonna say that as well, said Kakashi. He is a natural at surviving, Hokage-sama. He's hard-headed and prideful, but also loyal. He will go through great bounds for avoiding others from suffering from him. He's not gonna turn loyal to Konoha through force. That will just make it worse. As of right now, he hates your guts, Sensei. Minato sighed as he knew it was like that. He's unsure whether he should hate Katsumi-chan or Kushina-chan as well, as Kushina sighed in defeat. But he won't do anything if he can avoid your presence. At the simple best, just let him be. Are you saying I should not talk to him at all? What about Katsumi? She's his cousin, said Kushina. As of now, he's still adjusting. And he's independent. He trusts me for the moment. And I'm sure that if he trusts his teammates, he will go through great lengths to defend them. He just needs time to sort things out. And why would he need to go to the Forest of Death? Asked Minato. I might have told him that I know someone that buy poison. And I do have some contact in the IT department who go through their poison like Kushina-san does ramen. What? You're sending him in the Forest of Death harvest poisons? Said Kushina. Kushina, said Minato. Kushina snapped towards him, but she said nothing. I take it he doesn't want the monthly allowance, right? Said Minato. He refused to be indebted to you, Sensei. And not to mention the shopkeepers are tripling the prices and also outright throwing him out when he goes to buy something. He needs someone to buy things for him, but he's too prideful to ask anyone. I see. But if I refuse, he'll probably hate me more. But if I accept... Alright, permission granted. But you will have to be with him at all times, Kakashi. Anything else? I would like to train the boy some more, said Guy. As everyone turned towards him, a big shock. Why is that? You already have a genuine team, said Minato. Hyuga Neji, if I'm not mistaken, Tenten and Rock Lee. Why would you want to train another student? Neji-kun is too prideful to do anything other than Jayugen style. And Tenten is a long-range ninja who throw weapons on others. But Rock Lee, he's the one that followed all of my training to a whip. And with Naruto-kun, he's an excellent sparring partner. So I wish to have the both of them train together as well. You know he's training with me as well, said Kakashi. Before I could accept the deal, I made him a bet. He had a kunai and I said that if I took it away, he would lose. Did he win? Said Minato. Well, yes. They were surprised by that. The moment I activate my Sharingan, he looked down. He tried to trap me, but I completely shut off my senses before I attack him. When I tried to grab the kunai, he stabbed himself with it as he curled up into a ball, refusing to pass out until time was done. He even surrounded himself with electric chakra. That must have made it more immense. But still, he did not let go. He refused to until time was over. Kushina was a bit angry and she was worried as well. As you could see, her face was completely pale. We could share him, said Guy. I could have him in the early morning. Kakashi could have him in the afternoon. It would be better to have a full round afternoon morning type training, not split in the afternoon, said Kakashi. Truth be told, he didn't want to share the boy. What about school, Aruka said. The boy need to go to school so he can at least make some friends his age. Minato thought about everything that he's heard so far. I got a solution, he said. Kakashi-san, teach him the clone jutsu and tell him it's a Hokage's gift. He will accept it since he won't want to make Guy or Shino lonely. And with that, he might get closer to not hating me. And by consequence, Kushinaheim or Katsumi-chan. That is, if he actually wants to learn it. I'm sure he will learn it. If you're the one that brings to his attention. After all, you are his bro, said Minato. But guys, be in subscribe right here. If you want to see next part you want to do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification as they posted. Remember to share this to all of your friends in social media platform. And also stay in tune for the rest of what is coming your way. And remember, if you're new, yes, indeed I have 3 channels. Anime King, Anime King 2, and Anime King 3, which I post what if on every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new, I'll be replying talking about to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, I'm off now. See you guys soon. Peace.